Hey, what's up everyone? Yep, another boombox. This is a little Sony CF-1030 bass reflex two-way speaker system. Has its own built-in equalizer. We have a line in for CD, which is kind of nice. This is a little newer. Still has a cassette deck on it, but you know, you can, this was kind of in the, where they were kind of switching over from cassettes to CDs, and they put a line in for your CD player. You can put a, I guess you could put a component under it. Let's set it on top of a component CD and play it that way if you would like. 30. Pretty basic though. Does have the external jacks for your speakers, so if you want to run different speakers, you can run different speakers on it. These are detachable. You have your extra lanyards on them. Battery compartment's in good shape. I'll show you that when we start tearing it down, because we have to tear it down, because on all of these radio works, but you can hear the motor running, but it's doing not a thing. So we're going to have to put belts on it and get it all cleaned up, and hopefully we can get that deck working. I don't see why not. We haven't had any problems with these little Sonys. I've done enough of these little ones, the Sonys, that I know that they're pretty simple. They're not too bad to work on. So I'm going to get you set up in the stand. We're going to get this all tore apart and get some belts on it and get it cleaned up, and it'll be ready to go over to the store. Alright, I'm sure it's going to be just about the same as all the other ones. Disconnect our power and hook our speaker wires. Somebody's got them backwards anyway. Got the negative and the positive. And our speaker should just, let's see, forward or up? Up. Have a little latch. Oh, now that one's being a little ignorant. We got some glue, or somebody spilled something on it. It's loose enough. I think that one something may have gotten spilled on that one. Pretty nasty. Oh well. It come off. Get them off to the side. As you can see, battery compartment's in really good shape. So at least there wasn't a batteries left in it. It looks like it takes six Ds. One, two, three, four. Is that all there is? Two. Yep, that's what it looks like. One little one. What do we got? Busted there. And two. Aha. That's one of the bottom posts. Looks like somebody glued it, and that's what was hanging up our speaker as well. Yeah, both of the bottoms are broke. That's oil. Okay. Somebody's shooting oil in it to try and get the cassette deck working. Alright, cassette deck. Looks like we got there. One there. Does. It smells like somebody sprayed down in it. Okay, that's the record lever. I don't know if that's going to come up out of there with it. This little circuit board here it's glued down, and I think it yeah, it'll come up out of there. work on it just like that. I don't think that's a plug. Yeah, it is. Cool. Alright, there's our deck. Yep, all the belts are gone. Looks like all of this is just clipped. And we got glue on it because we got to get under the motor. Of course. We got a little glue on this pin here. Okay, free. This will come up off of here without taking the motor up yet. See if I can get this glue without impaling myself. Oh, man. Yep, that's just the two. Just these two clips here. Why is that a stiff-ass clip? It's almost as if there's a screw holding it as well. Yeah. Got two screws here for the motor. Thought that seemed awful stiff. Now we should be able to pin. Yeah, that one screw went through the plastic. Okay. Now I got to study this a little bit and figure out where the belts go. Okay, we got to get as much of that old belt off of here that we can, because if you just kind of clean out the groove a little bit and leave a lot of the belt in there, it's just gonna slow down the drive, because that is so gummy that it'll stick to the new belt and hold it up. Now all I have is what I've been using, and it works really good, is mean green on these. It seems to break down that rubber good and cleans it up pretty good. Now, I'm not worried about getting mean green in the drive, because mean green is just a cleaner. It's not a solvent. But the mean green really breaks down that would-be rubber. I did the same thing to the motor. Now you can see it breaks it down. I may have to rinse this out with some hot water. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and rinse this out with hot water. Okay, this takes two belts. There's going to be one that comes from here, the outside, and goes to the motor. And hopefully I can find one here pretty quick, or I'm going to have to... Oh, those are all way too big. I get my belts from Amazon. These are just mixed. See, that's way too small. I would like to have one a little bit bigger than that one. That's the same thing. You can see I just get a mixed variety of belts. Because if you look, those are flat belts. Nope, don't need a flat belt. Okay, found us two belts. And this one, we can put these all together without the motor. You can see there's two pins here that you put your belt on and wrap it around those two pins. And that's what that little hole is for. Right there. And once you set the motor down, get everything bolted in and clipped in, all you have to do is push that up, the belt up, and it'll slap onto the motor. I've noticed this on quite a bit of the Sonys. Ones that are a little harder to get to. They kind of made it so they are serviceable. And now, super lube. Since I washed this down, I need to put a little bit of grease on these bearings. That little bronze bearing there. And we'll put some on that plastic one, even though you really don't need it on plastic. Rule of thumb, plastic on plastic, you don't need lube, but it doesn't hurt. Alright, let me take a quick second and get rid of them, clean up my belts. I have a bunch of belts sitting here and I don't want them all over the floor. Alright, now our motor. Let's see how that'll go over. There, so we want our motor, our wires down. Okay. Now, let's see if we can just push that belt up. It slides off. And right onto the motor. Now this, I'm not going to clip this circuit board on here until after I get the deck in. I think it'll be easier for us to slide those pins down in where they belong. Let's make sure. Let's see. Yep. Wire's okay. Okay. Put a little grease on the other side. Like I said, most of this is plastic on plastic. So there shouldn't really be a problem. But we will grease up a few spots. See, this deck is all plastic. shot of oil. Get a little bit of alcohol. Not that dirty. A little bit. A little bit of tape on it. That's the pinch roller. Now, let's get our deck back in. Can I get to that? Yeah, I can still get to it. That one didn't have to come out anyway. Alright, now our record lever. The record lever, when you push record, goes down through that hole, back asswards. Goes down through the hole here, and I'll show you here. There. That was the other reason I didn't put that little circuit board on yet. So when you push record, this little lever comes down. It's on a incline, so when it comes down, it pushes in this little switch right here, and that's what starts it recording. Hence, record lever. Okay. This guy has a micro switch on it, little leaf switch, and Goes right down. That wire has to go under there. Like that. And put in our wire for our head. Wait a minute, let me get rid of a couple of dust bunnies. There, now our deck's back in. That's good. Now I need to clean up some of this. I'll get this cleaned up. And then we're going to have to work on our screws. Alright, there she is, folks. I went ahead and put it back together off camera, cleaned up the speakers a little bit. Not much to putting it back together, you know, slide it together, put 2 screws in, or 4 screws in it. Had to hot glue one of the posts back in, but she's all put back together. Now we have tape in it. Not eating it. Radio. Everything's still working. And now we have a cassette deck that's working in it too. Kind of figured that after I got it and was looking at it, looked like somebody had dropped it. That's why I had a hell of a time getting that one speaker off of it, because it's kind of mangled up a little bit on the back, or on that one corner. You can see right there. But that's why I couldn't get it to come off as easy as the left one. But we got her all put back together. It's a decent little radio. You know, it is what it is. You know, it's got a lot of wear on it. No big deal. But at least it's a working cassette and radio. And if you need to, you can hook in your CD player as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, see ya.